Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be breaking down how I highlight and contour my face. I'm going to be showing you guys what I do, what products I use, what brushes I use. Yeah, so if you want to learn how to slay that highlight and contour, keep watching. Okay, so I start off with clean skin. After that, I go in with the primer. Today's primer is going to be the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer because we want our skin looking flawless today. So, I just take, I don't take a lot. I take that much primer and I just smooth it all over my face. Afterwards, what I do is I go in and I'm using my Coty Airspun powder. It has an orange top, and I'm going to just put some of this powder in the lid, and I'm going to take my little poof that it comes with. It's full of powder. I know. I'm gonna go ahead and set my primer. I actually learned this little trick from Jackie Aina. I know I look so weird and ashy, but y'all, if you have oily skin, trust me, this is going to save your life. Even like if you sweat a lot like me, like I rip around on campus and I'm like, Lord, I don't want to sweat out my makeup. So I set it and my makeup stays in place all day. This is my BH Cosmetics, I think 108. Yes, it's a powder brush, and I'm just going to use this to dust off all the excess powder that I put on my face. And to kind of blend it out and reach any spots on my face that didn't get any powder. Okay, now that my face is all primed, I'm gonna go in, and I do have a few acne scars, so I'm gonna use some orange concealer to cover those up. I'm gonna take my LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is the orange corrector. So what I do is I just have this little brush. I don't squeeze too much out, just enough so you know we have a little bit product, not too much. And I'm going to find all my little darker areas, and I'm just gonna put a dab there. I'm gonna put a little bit under my eyes because I have dark circles. My peach fuzz is growing back, so we might as well just, while we doing it, we might as well just go ahead and correct the peach fuzz. Like, to blend out this orange concealer, I'm gonna use this regular little triangular sponge. You can dampen it with water. I'm gonna dampen it with water. Yeah. I just dab it. I'm gonna go here. We've already prepped our skin, which means it's cleaned, it's moisturized, we've primed it, we've set our primer, and we've even color corrected. So now it's time to go in with our foundation. Okay, today I'm going to be using one of my favorite foundations, and this is the L'Oreal True Match. This is in the shade Cappuccino. So yes, Cappuccino is my shade. I'm just going to use my finger and dab this all around my face just to get more even coverage. We're just going to take the bottom of our beauty blenders, and I'm just going to blend out all of this foundation. My foundation when I pour it out of the container, so I'm going to show you what I do with my concealer to make it blend even more seamlessly. And I want my concealer to be just a tad bit lighter today, so I'm going to be mixing in Cool Tan. Yeah, this is Cool Tan. I'm going to be using Fawn as my base for the concealer, which I'm still going to put on top of my foundation, and I'm going to put just a little bit of this concealer, which is the Cool Tan LA Girl Pro Concealer. So I blended those colors together on the back of my hand, and I got a nice concealer shade that looks like this. I don't know if it's picking up more yellow on camera, but it's so nice. And I used my Bare Minerals Matte Conceal, my favorite concealer brush. I used this to mix it up. So now I'm going to use the same brush to apply my concealer. The first place that I like to highlight is going to be underneath my eye. Bring it down here, and I put less and less as I go. Okay, as you can see, I've applied my concealer. I bring my concealer down. I feel like once I blend it out, I bring it up on the sides of my nose. So, and then I don't go all the way down with my concealer, just because I want to give my face a little more of a slimmer appearance. So, yeah, girl. So the next place I'm going to highlight is going to be the bridge of my nose. So I'm just going to take my concealer brush and run just a little bit of concealer down the bridge of my nose. Just like that. So now I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead. Next, I'm going to be putting my concealer on my lip. And I actually connect my concealer with the concealer on the side. I just feel like it looks good like that. Then I'm gonna put concealer on my chin. And this is where I contour. So right beneath where I contour, I'm gonna put a line of concealer like that. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I'm going to make sure they're in the same place. So we've highlighted all the places that we want to highlight. Golden. So, okay, now the way that I blend out my concealer is I blend the parts of my face in order of most coverage. So then the places that I want more coverage, I'm going to blend those out last. Okay, I don't want this concealer line to be too harsh underneath my contour, so I'm going to blend that out first. Okay, next I'm going to blend out the concealer that's on my nose and my forehead. Okay, the next place I'm going to blend out is going to be my chin. I'm just blending my upper lip. And of course, I'm blending out the concealer underneath my eye last because that's where I want the most coverage. So, yes, I'm just taking the pointed side. Just taking the pointed side of my beauty blender and blending that out. And like I mentioned earlier, I bring my concealer up the sides of my nose a little bit so that when I do contour, I don't really have a lot left to do. And you can always go back in with the bottom of the beauty blender that we use to blend out our foundation with, and you can use that to just blend your foundation with your concealer. I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender, and just to prevent creasing underneath our eyes, we're going to go back in with our beauty blender, and we're just going to make sure that it's blended out nicely. Alright, and as soon as you've blended it out, you want to go in with your powder. And what's going to help my oily girls is if when you apply your powder, take your beauty blender and you're going to press that powder into your skin. Like, you press it into your skin so that it can absorb all your excess oil. Oh, and don't forget about our over here. Ooh. Okay, now before I really start getting into my contour, I'm going to go in with my BH Cosmetics palette. And this is their contour palette with the darker shades. So, yeah, it's so beat up because literally this is like the only contour palette that I use. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this powder at the top. I'm gonna use my same fluffy powder brush. This is the BH Cosmetics brush number 108, I believe. And I'm just gonna dab this into this color here. And I'm gonna use that color to dust off all of my powder. So I'm gonna go here. And when I'm blending that contour. Sorry, I'm not blending that contour. I'm blending out those harsh lines. And also, the other reason why I go in circular motions is because those places that I did not have powder on, I just want to lightly set those with some of the powder that we're dusting off. And with the powder from the contour palette. Yeah. This is just really going to bring that color back to our face so we're not looking ghostly, you know. Because that ain't cute in pictures. Okay. Okay, girl. We are nice and blended out. So I know y'all looking at my lips like, Kaylee's, what's going on? You looking a little dusty, girl. So no worries. Of course, that's gonna happen with powder. I like to take this rose lip treatment. I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but it's like a small pink tube, and it's the rose lip treatment by Hanley. And I do like to do that before I contour, just so that by the time I do go in and do my lipstick, my lips are nice and prepped and soft, and especially if I'm using a liquid lipstick, it's gonna set really nicely. So okay, now I'm gonna take this brush. This is another BH Cosmetics brush, and I honestly can tell you what number because again I use this brush every day, so the number is gone. But yeah, I take this brush and I use these two colors in the kit. It's the reddish brownish color and the darker color next to it. I like to mix these because I feel that the reddish color gives you it warms your face up more, and this one is more like my actual contour shade. So I like to mix those together, and I start contouring my cheeks first, and I'm going in circular motions. I do like to powder contour because I feel like it gives a softer look to my face, and I don't want to I'm not really trying to build a new face, you know what I'm saying? I want to just follow the patterns of my jawline that I already have. So yeah, I feel like powder contour gives you that more natural, softer effect. So now I'm going to just take this up around my hairline on the perimeter of my forehead. I'm going to contour my jawline just a little bit. I'm going to take the rest of the product that's left on my contour brush, and I'm going to just blend it on the sides of my nose. Okay, so next we're going to move to my favorite part, which is highlighter. And the best way to apply your highlighter is first take a setting spray. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and I'm just going to mist my face like this. And I like to fan my face just so I could kind of feel when it's starting to dry. So right before I feel like it's about to dry, I go in with my fan brush. Let's see. This Morphe fan brush. It's a little toe up, but it still work. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with my ColourPop highlighter. This is the color Wisp. Just gonna go back and forth in the highlighter like that. So, and I take what's left over from the highlighter, and I just blend that highlight into my temple, because I don't want it just like a harsh line, so I just blend it towards my temple. y'all. And because I'm a little extra, I like to use two highlighters. Two highlighters, y'all. That's why my highlight be booming. I'm gonna go back in with that same ColourPop highlighter, and I'm gonna use this Urban Decay brush. This is like the flat part of the brush. This brush came with my Naked 2 palette, so I'm just gonna dab this in here. And I want my inner corner highlight to really be booming today, so I'm gonna put this in my inner corner like so. You see that? I'm gonna put it on the tip of my nose and on the bridge, right there, and on my lip. Yep, and on my brow bone. And before I go in with my second highlighter, I'm gonna take my Kabuki brush. This is a Bare Minerals Handy Buki. This is a Bare Minerals Handy Buki brush. And I'm just gonna use this to blend out that ColourPop shade that we just used. Circular motions, y'all. So I always go back and blend my highlighter with this brush because, yeah, I like my makeup to be three-dimensional, so I don't want you to look at me and see my highlighter. I want to turn to the side and you see, you know, so we have to blend it out so it actually complements our skin. My second highlighter is from Wet n Wild. This is the shade Precious Petals, and I'm just going to go back in with my fan brush like this. Just go back and forth, and I'm gonna go over those places that I highlighted. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my forehead. So I'm gonna go back in and blend that out. Once again, I'm gonna go back and blend with my Handy Buki brush because I feel like I put just a little bit. That's extra big. Ooh, that highlighter. You do not have to use two highlighters. It's just like what I do because I'm extra. So. And I do want to go back in with that brush. Put that over. Yes. Next, I'm going to be applying my blush, and today my blush is going to be this blush from Bare Minerals. It's going to be in the shade Joyous Jennifer, and I really love this shade for brown skin. It is amazing, and you really do not need a lot in the top. Dust it around like this, smile on the apples, and blend it back between my highlighting contour. And since I'm getting more into those fall vibes, so I'm gonna start off with my favorite lip liner from NYX. It's called Espresso, and I'm just gonna line my lips. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish that lip off with my ColourPop liquid lipstick called Limbo, and this is just a pretty brown nude color. Okay, lip highlight. That's cute. Okay guys, I really want to thank you for clicking on this video, for seeing how I highlight and contour my face. That's the end of this video. If you have any requests for me, please let me know. Follow me on Instagram at SlayByK, 2 Y's and Slay and K. I'll see you guys in my next video. Like I said, my forehead is a little small. It's what to me nice.